setting the stage for beautiful jewelry this afternoon. Heidi Daus, her collection, oh, it is to die for. I'm so pleased to be with you. Welcome in, everyone. My name is Michele Lau, and over the course of the next 2 hours, you get to meet the lady herself and see all of her beautiful jewelry designs. You know, it's very rare that a designer comes to the network and literally takes it by storm. I knew from the moment we spent our first hour together that what I was looking at was a real success story. You know, people work these days with stylists to try to create their own ambiance or their own reflection of their personality. I mean, if this jewelry speaks to you and strikes you, this would be a great way to be your own stylist or let Heidi Daus be your stylist. And if you're a classic clothing dresser, somebody who has very, basic taste, like I like classic cuts and, solid colors, I could just build a wardrobe in Heidi Daus jewelry and be my own stylist, create that look.
This is why this exists.
You're gorgeous. Thank you.
See how beautiful
I said I have to try that on. When I saw a glimpse of it in the camera earlier,
wow,
it is something else.
Isn't it now?
I love the pearls. They're about gumdrop big.
You bet. You betcha.
Berry, isn't it? It's so sweet and juicy. The color is ripe and rich. And colors do have a dramatic effect on how we feel. When I see pinks like this or I see reds, I think of the color of life and love. Definitely a Valentine's Day shade, but so rich and so luxurious. The color just does radiate. It is the first, and in order for a stone to be called Burmese, it has to reach a certain level of quality. So it's like buying a very fine wine or buying anything else that's a little more exclusive. When you hear the word Burmese in front of ruby, you know that it's something really, really special. It took us about 350,000 carats of rough to produce the stones for this ring. And we're very, very picky around here, especially our quality assurance team. They actually rejected about 60% of the rough, because they said the color wasn't brilliant enough. It wasn't the way we wanted it to be for the today's special. So to put it another way, for every 100 stones that came in for us to peruse and to create these beautiful rings, 60 of them were sent packing. Etruscan-inspired designs are based on one of the oldest, one of the most classic of all jewelry styles. So you find multi-colored gems gaining popularity in the marketplace, plus with this traditional look of Etruscan jewelry, the strength, the texture, this is right in step with what's modern today. Now we're talking about a time period between about 800 and 300 BC. It originated in ancient Italy before it was suppressed by the Romans in approximately 200 BC. So Etruscan goldsmiths are really known for the ornate work, for the detail work. I would challenge you to take this down to your local jeweler and have it appraised. You're going to want to have it appraised for insurance purposes anyway. We had it appraised through independent appraisers, and the retail value came back at $803. Oh my gosh. I wish my stocks did that well. Don't you, right, Omni? $803. If I can spend $399 and get $800, wow. I mean, you're looking at an investment piece here, point being. The dome-style ring is probably the most universally flattering. It looks great on your hand, whether your fingers are short, whether they're long, whether your fingers are wider or more narrow. It's just a good design for every body. And we talk a lot about that in the world of clothing. We talk about what length of jacket makes you look less hippie, or what type of textile makes you look taller. But when you're talking about jewelry, it's just equally as important. Again, in a dome style, it's going to be fantastic whether your hands are large, small, or in between. It's also a perfect ring if you're looking for something to stay out of the way. If you're living up north, for example, I was talking to my mother this morning. She said it was really cold up in Minneapolis again. So I know they're all donning gloves and mittens, and the last thing you want to do in the wintertime is to have rings that are going to be catching on your clothing, catching on your mittens and your gloves, getting caught in your hair. It can be a big hassle. Even something as simple as pulling up your pantyhose, you can end up ruining a pair of pantyhose if you've got a ring with a high prong setting. So if you're more practical, if you want something that's closer to the body, but you still don't want to sacrifice beauty, let me introduce you to the absolute black enamel floral ring under item number 780119. Time really, really flies when you're here.
I cannot believe it.
I know.
I can't.
So 2 o'clock tomorrow morning,
2
HSN.
o'clock. Yep.
When are you back with us?
I am back after this visit. I'm back in April, and I have a TS ring, girls.
Oh, I'll be watching. All right, such a delight to have you here. Do stay tuned. Tina Berry's going to take you shopping. She's got the wonderful Marion Getz in the studio. Wolfgang Puck Cookware coming up next. Place your final orders now.
Thank you.